I believe resources always follow visions, and people will, I believe God will send the right people to us.
Giving is a joy, okay? Giving is a privilege, therefore, in this regard. So if you can share our facilities, our needs, our finances, whatever, okay? It is such a blessing and a joy for all of us.
We teach the children,
delayed gratification.
What is delayed gratification? That there are things that you don't always get.
Marriage is a love relationship. Marriage, at the end of the day, is about commitment. Irrespective of our own personal feelings or moods, as our personal feelings and moods can shift from time to time, from period to period, from stages to stages. Despite everything else, commitment, that love relationship must be there from day one.
So for us to have an association, a close relationship with Father, that's our identity. We don't look for other sources. That's why a good emotional state for all of us, even your children, is that they will not get offended so easily.
Some of you are business owner here. I would give a proposal and suggestion. If you have so many employees work under you, don't make them a slave. Don't make them fatherless. Try to give them your love, that they also need some time for their family.
Evening, everybody. Welcome to our Family First Malaysia monthly Zoom seminar. I would like to thank all of you for being on time. Tonight, we're going to have a very interesting topic by a very experienced and professional speaker. This topic involves every single one of us. You will be learning a lot about your body and your health. I would also like to take this time to thank our chairman and president of Family First Malaysia, Dr. Tan Teck Seng, and his dearest wife, Tinky, for inviting me to be the moderator today. My name is Alan Tong. I am from Kota Kinabalu, and I will make the best effort to attend to all the queries and questions that you may have arising from tonight's presentation. If you do not mind, we will have every participant muted so that there's no interruption of background noises. And since this session will be recorded for featuring in our social media, in our Facebook, it would be appreciated if every participant is appropriately dressed accordingly. So please put down your question and answers, questions, at the bottom in the chat box, and we will all learn a lot of things. And at the end of the session of the talk by our special speaker, we will have question time followed by informal session where you can ask a little bit more questions to our speaker. Thank you very much for showing up. Let's get on with it. Let me introduce to you Family First Malaysia. It is a non-profit organization. Incidentally, I am one of the board of trustees, board of directors in Family First Malaysia. We serve people regardless of ethnic, religious background or social status. Our vision is to transform next generation fathers supported by mothers, to build better families, resulting in a better workplace, a better society, and certainly a stronger nation. Our mission is we partner with like-minded organizations to restore, reshape, and release men and women to become better couples and parents in the context of original marriage with the 4F focus, which is family, finance, fitness, and favor. In family, we double our love, joy, and peace in our families to restore broken relationships, reshape the home environment, and release next generation leaders using home as the starting point of leadership training. We have various modules for our training, and the family tools are 6, which is Noble Family Vision, Blessing of a Happy Marriage, Role of a Husband, Role of a Wife, the Foundation of Blessed Children, and the Foundation of the Family Altar. Finance is very important. We talk about increasing our income or net profit ethically and righteously with value innovation to double our giving, with all bad debts settled and achieving oneness with money as a family, beginning with fathers and mothers to model better financial stewardship. And for this, we have 4 modules. Our finance tools are the principles of financial stewardship, God's purpose for money, managing money as a couple, and financial freedom. Fitness is extremely important. Without health, there's no point having wealth. We talk about strengthening our mental and physical health through the cultivation of a positive mental attitude, holistic exercise, and nutrition, resulting in high energy and wisdom to achieve things of big and lasting impact. The fitness tools are 2, cultivating a positive personal habit and growing old gracefully. In the area of favor, we are talking in this area of faithful, adaptable, versatile, optimistic, understanding relationships. Please follow us for updates. Take a shot of our QR code and also our website in femfirst.com.my. We are a non-profit organization, and if you feel touched or urged within your heart to make a contribution, please take a note of our bank particulars and feel free to donate any amount, which we will truly, truly appreciate. We thank you for your interest. We thank you for your time. And now I pass this time over to our chairman and president to introduce our speaker and the topic. Over to you, Dr. Tan Teck Seng.
Yeah, thank you so much, Alan. Tonight, you are really bubbling with excitement, you know. It's wonderful. Now, I think all of you know that according to the National Health and also Mobility Survey, in 2019, the report was published, I think, in March of 2019. Malaysia has the highest, you know, the prevalence of obesity among adults in Southeast Asia. Well, that is alarming. 50% of the Malaysian adult population was reported to be overweight, and also overweight about 30.4% and obese about 19.7%, close to 20%. Now, the World Obesity Federation president, who was speaking at that particular conference was saying that, obesity rates rising fastest among children, and these adolescents today could lead to severe consequences in the future. And he urged governments and also policy makers around the world to do all they can to avoid passing health, social, and economic costs to the billions of younger generation in the world. Now, tonight, we are very privileged to invite, this wonderful expert, a good friend of mine, whom I became his patient during the pandemic because I was overweight and I was having lots of problems. So he was my consultant. So I became very healthy after that. I reduced my weight, and then after that, now I'm become much fitter, right? So under his guidance. Now, all of you know that, Dr. Ignatius, he also inspires and motivates audience to change their lifestyle and to focus on achieving their potential for vitality and longevity. Many of us want to live long, but we cannot, prevent all these diseases and illness, that we can't even prevent that. Now, we also know that, Dr. Ignatius, he's very, skillful in his presentation. He utilizes all the multimedia extensively in his highly engaging presentations, which are rich in graphics, video, and audio to also entertain and educate people like yourself who are listening. And I'm sure that tonight you enjoy his combination of information, this personal rapport, and human in his speech, all right? Now, he's not a normal speaker. He has spoken in conferences in Greece, in Australia, in New Zealand, India, Singapore, Vietnam, and of course over Malaysia. He has committed his profession to educating, developing, and counseling individuals and families on wellness and on the non-invasive methods to the therapeutics. And he inspires and motivates audience, especially his listeners, to change their lifestyle, to focus on achieving their potential for vitality and also on longevity. Now, what makes Dr. Ignatius unique is that he is very passionate about what he shares, and he takes what could be a boring medical subject and turns it into an exciting, entertaining, humorous, and also informative presentation. Now, Dr. Ignatius is also a TV personality. You look at him, handsome, young-looking man. He's not young, but he looks so young, all right? Now, he has successfully produced 26 episodes of a magazine format called the Health Factor over TV Malaysia, all right? Now, Dr. Ignatius is doing a lot of counseling and also in the areas of nutrition and also dietary supplements. He's also a member of this American Academy of Anti-Aging Medicine, and he has spoken extensively on the topics of nutrition and vitamins and also on their importance in human health. He is very widely read and researched extensively in health and wellness related issues and keep his presentation material accurate and up to date. His experience as a medical doctor in internal medicine with a keen interest in nutrition really places him in a unique position to educate all of us on the ongoing benefits of lifestyle modification and also optimizing nutrition in preventing a variety of diseases. And of course, his mission is to motivate people like yourself to choose natural solutions for health and life. So without further ado, I pass you to Dr. Ignatius Let us put our hands together to welcome him.
Thank you, Elder Tan. Wow, that's a very nice introduction. Wow. I was thinking who you were introducing. Sometimes I forget what I've been doing. Anyway, for those of you new, okay, tonight we're going to have some fun, relax. If you're wearing socks, take out your socks. You can relax, okay? But remember, you're on camera, okay? A little bit of my background. Married with 2 boys. Previously, they're much smaller. So now they are 23 and 21. Okay, I'm 57. My wife is 52. This photo was taken this Chinese New Year. As what Elder Tan said, I'm a member of the American Academy of Anti-Aging Medicine, and I like to teach about anti-aging. I've come out in the Star paper because I talk a lot about health and nutrition, and I had my own show on television. Actually, I've done 32 episodes for TV. 6 was on motivation, and 26 was on health and nutrition. They actually gave me my own show, my own script. I can say anything actually, okay? Because RTM had no clue about health and nutrition and wellness. So that was a good experience. But actually, a lot of people don't know, I'm actually a National Geographic photographer, okay? Actually, this is my hobby lah. So normally on a normal day, like tomorrow, you'll find me in some forest. You may not recognize me because I'm in full camouflage, looking to photograph all the unique birds in Malaysia. I just came back from Indonesia. I was speaking there and also taking photographs there. And this was taken in Alaska 3 months ago. I always wanted to take an American bald eagle. And this was just taken about 100 kilometers from here, not in Sarawak. This is the great hornbill. This is the rhinoceros hornbill. You can follow me on Instagram to see more of my bird photographs. Okay, anyway, that's a little bit of my background. A disclaimer, medical disclaimer, you know, like when you get a medicine or injection, there's a disclaimer. So the disclaimer tonight is, if you are listening to this webinar, the side effect is you're going to live healthier and longer, just as a result of attending this webinar, okay? What you learn, if you apply it, you're going to live longer and healthier. Sorry, that's a side effect, okay? So let's start. Okay, let's see the state of the nation. And I agree totally with Elder Tan, okay? What's happening in Malaysia? This is 2020. 47.7% of people in Malaysia, that means almost half. The crowd tonight, half of you have high cholesterol. 1/3 of you have high blood pressure, 1/3 of you have high blood pressure, and almost 18% have diabetes, and 15.5% have chronic kidney disease. I just made it simpler. Like what Elder Tan said, 50% of Malaysians, so half of this crowd, you're overweight or obese. Okay, I can just close my eye and I throw a stone, I'll hit someone who's overweight or obese. 40% high cholesterol, 30% high blood pressure, 20% diabetes, 15% chronic disease. And it's not only unique in Malaysia, even in Singapore. Okay, they want to beat us, okay? But they are 10% diabetes, 35.5% high blood pressure, and 40% high cholesterol. Okay, same with Australia. Australia, 4 million have a mental health issue. Can you beat that? 4 million Australians have a mental health issue. So I don't know why a lot of people want to migrate there. Okay, that's a question for you to think, okay? 1 in 2 have chronic disease. People are not going to Australia to become healthier. They actually become sicker, okay? Cholesterol, blood pressure is bad, okay? And CKD in Australia is very common. Chronic kidney disease afflicting 1.7 million people. The figures are the same all over the world. You see, but biologically, the human lifespan potential is 125 years. Biologically, okay? You just do a Google, Wikipedia, those who have lived to 100, you'll see a long list of people who are centenarians. So we have the potential to live to 100. But the sad part is, I call this the premature death zone. Don't you agree? Most people that you know die around this zone. I call this premature death zone. It is not our destiny to die young, but a lot of people die young. Okay, I want to teach you all a concept called health span and death span. Okay, let me go and take a, arrow somewhere so that I can, okay, let me take an arrow. Let me do an arrow, okay? Okay, let's make this arrow a red arrow, okay? You see, the ideal, I tell people, it's not how long you live. Most important is the quality of life and not the length of your life. So the best would be if you are person C, from birth till the time you die, you are healthy, never been sick, never took a drug. That means it's not your lifespan, but your health span. So doesn't matter whether you live to 90 or 70, the most important thing is you're healthy the entire life, your lifespan. And it's possible. It is not normal to be sick. It's not normal. That was not our grand design. The human body is designed for health. It wasn't designed for sickness. So, but most people, the sad part is they're healthy from 0 to 35, 40, then they get high blood pressure, they have diabetes, they have gout, and they think it's normal. They think it's normal to have diabetes. They think it's normal to have high pressure. They think it's normal to be overweight. They think it's part of life. They say, oh, doctor, after you get married, you put on weight. I say, what theory is this? Is it because your wife's cooking is too good? You know? And what happened, the moment they get the disease, they start dying. They're not dead yet. So this is the death span. That means if someone has, diabetes, they're waiting for dialysis. Correct? I tell all diabetic patients, you are a dialysis patient in the making. It is not whether you'll get it or not. It's 100% certainty you're going to get dialysis. So if you have diabetes, I say you have to do something to reverse and cure your condition. Okay? So most people are not living, they're actually dying. Okay? I think one of the best things is, even if you can't be healthy your entire life, why not be healthy your entire life? And then the last week, say you fall sick, you have a little bit of pneumonia, you get admitted and you stop breathing. That's perfect. You never bothered anybody, you are not in a wheelchair, you are not invalid, nobody had to turn you, take you to the bathroom. That is possible because that is our grand design. Okay? So, there's this book called New Mindset, New Results. If you are listening to this seminar and you have a medical affliction, I want you to listen carefully. If you want to reverse your condition, you need to look at things differently. I want to tell you, a lot of doctors do not agree or do not see the way I see things, okay? But I'll show you later some of the testimonies that if I have time to share with you. Okay, so let's change our mindset. Okay, let's say if in the audience, some of you are overweight, you have diabetes, you have eczema, you have autoimmune disease, you have high blood pressure, high cholesterol, gout, just name it, very common chronic diseases. Let's say all of these started in your gut. Don't blame your in-laws, don't blame your boss gave me stress, that's why I got high blood pressure. No. Blame it on your gut. Okay, many years ago, 400 BC, Hippocrates, the father of medicine, said this. Okay, take this quote. Death sits in the bowels, and bad digestion is the root of all evil. I mean, we are taught money is the root of evil. I say, no. I say it is the love of money that is the root of evil, or the lack of money is the root of evil. But never, money is never evil. If you don't want, you can give it to me, okay? So, but Hippocrates was telling about bad digestion is the root of all evil. And today, latest research proves what Hippocrates said 2,500 years ago or 400 years ago to be true, okay? So let's look at our bowels or our intestinal tract. Okay, a little bit of biology, a refresher, okay? So basically, your digestive tract starts in your mouth and ends in your anus. Very simple, not complicated, okay? Such a mouth, it's about 25 to 30 feet long. Just imagine you have a garden hose, about 30 feet long, coiled up inside your abdominal cavity from your mouth to your anus. So technically, we are no different than an earthworm. So please don't think earthworms are lowly. They were also created, okay? So you and I are nothing but a garden hose, a tube. So technically, if I stretch you, and if I look through your mouth, and I can see through your anus, it's a space. Just like if I can straighten the tube. The only difference is surrounding this tube, you have your body, okay? No different than the earthworm, okay? The earthworm also has a tube, but its body is less complicated. We have limbs, we got our head, we have our legs and things like that, correct? So, but the function is the same. So if you look at our digestive tract, okay, the reason we have this tract is for digestion. It's a process where the body converts food into the basic substances so we can absorb it for energy, for repair, and to do our function. That is the entire function of the intestinal tract, okay? So if you look at the intestinal tract, it looks something like this, okay? It's not a smooth tube. It is folded. There's multiple folds, okay? Those of you sitting for SPM, maybe you will get extra marks if you learn this. So it's folded. Why? To increase the surface area for absorption. So if you look from the top, this is how you see. Okay, it's not like flat roti canaya. It's all folded lah. Okay, okay, and here there are billions of bacteria residing here. You see, all this increases surface area for absorption, digestion, and all that. Okay, okay. So these finger-like projections there is a thick layer of mucus. Just imagine now, if you put your tongue in your inner mouth, there is a layer of mucus. Okay, it's not water, it's mucus. It's like a starch. Okay, very, very like a starchy substance. So the same starchy substance covers the finger-like projection. Now the finger-like projection in your intestine. Let's imagine now we are looking through 3 dimensions, and here billions of bacteria live. So most of us disregard this bacteria because you think, bacteria, don't even care about it. But we do not realize this bacteria is actually important for our health. Okay. So let's imagine now this is the tube from your mouth all the way to your anus. Okay. You are just a tube. We are a tube. Okay. So the only difference is now you add all the accessory organs. Okay, you have the stomach. So beside the tube, you got the stomach for digestion, and then you got the small intestine here. This is a small intestine section. So you got the mouth, esophagus, small intestine, large intestine. So it's just like an MRT or train going through a tunnel, okay, different sections, and then you got the anus where whatever you don't want, it passes out here. And then these are the organs connected to your intestine. So you got the gallbladder, you got the pancreas that pumps enzymes to digest food, you got your stomach that produces acid and pumps enzyme to digest protein, you got your liver. And you must understand the entire blood flow of the intestine goes to the liver. That's why your liver is the metabolic engine. Okay? And if you look at the juices produced by your gallbladder, your pancreas, your stomach, it's quite a remarkable amount, okay? Look at this. You produce 1 liter of saliva a day. That means if you have a mineral water bottle, 1 liter, that means it's going to be bigger, is your saliva. Oh, I better drink some water, man. Hold on. Your stomach, your gastric juice is 1.5 liter a day. Your pancreas, 1 liter. Your bile, 1 liter. Some of you have removed your gallbladder. I said, who gave you permission to remove your gallbladder? But probably your doctor said, oh, your gallbladder got stones, let's remove it. Hello? That's the last thing you should do. If you remove your gallbladder, you're removing an integral part of your digestive system. After remove your gallbladder, you're going to have a lot of digestive issues. You cannot absorb vitamins, you cannot digest fats properly, and you can't digest fats properly. How is your brain going to get the important fats? So, but people think, oh, gallbladder, just cut and remove it. No, you don't remove anything that was created and put into your body. There is a grand design, okay? Your small intestine up to 2 liters, okay? And then Brunner gland, large intestine, all produce liquid, about 6.7 liters a day, okay? So remember here, in the grand design here, everything that is absorbed from the intestine goes to the liver. Okay, this is what we call the portal venous system. I may explain it later. That means whatever you put in your tube has to go through the liver. The liver is the immigration. That means if you take alcohol, you take drugs, you take roti canai, everything has to go through the liver. The liver has to process and allow what is good through. So the liver is a very important detoxification center. But if junk is coming out from your intestine, your liver will get congested and you'll get fatty liver and you'll get a host of other problems. Okay, that's what a lot of people do not understand. So this blood flow goes to the liver before it goes to the heart. Okay, I want to explain to you something called the portal venous system. A lot of doctors don't even understand this. The portal venous system is a very unique circulatory system, okay? But before that, I want to show you a case, okay? Here was a lady who was a vegetarian. Okay, she is a staunch from a particular like a religion, and she doesn't eat meat at all. Okay, like don't even touch meat. Never eat. Don't eat meat. So she's 51 years old. She came to consult me. But can you see her cholesterol is high? You explain to me. Here is a lady who just eats vegetables and fruits and tofu and all that, and her cholesterol is high. Explain to me, please. Because we are told you get cholesterol because you're eating prawns and you're eating mutton, you're eating lobster. Of all you men out there, please go and eat your mutton. All your Indian men, please, I release you. Eat mutton freely, go and eat your lobster freely, go and eat your lamb chop freely, because they do not increase your cholesterol. What causes your cholesterol to go up is a congested liver. Listen to me, it's a congested liver, not food. I tell people lobster is a blessing, crab is a blessing, prawn is a blessing, eat. How come when we're young, 20 years old, we eat prawns, our cholesterol don't go up? Why is it that when you're 40 or 50, your cholesterol goes up? It's the biggest myth in the medical world. And then you end up eating statins. And as a result of eating statins, you get dementia, you get muscle weakness, you get liver problem. Because statin is a very, very dangerous drug. Okay? So this lady is a vegetarian. So I explained to her, it's because your liver is congested. That's why your cholesterol is high. It's nothing to do with what you're eating. You can eat eggs every day, 5 eggs a day, and your cholesterol won't go up. You see, this is the portal venous system. Normally, every organ, there's an artery that brings blood and a vein that takes blood away. So, artery from the heart, and then the vein will drain the organ and go back to the heart. But you notice here, all the vein, from the stomach vein to the large intestine, the inferior mesenteric vein, and the small intestine, the superior mesenteric, all drains to the liver first. And when the liver processes it, then only it goes to the inferior vena cava, back to the heart. That means if your liver is unhealthy, it's because your gut is unhealthy. This is the portal venous system. This is the immigration. If the immigration department is overworked, exhausted, and then all the toxins are passing through because their immigration is overworked and exhausted, they are not checking whatever toxins are coming through. That's why this vegetarian had high cholesterol. When I reversed her cholesterol came back down. She was still eating vegetables. Okay? So, coming back to the concept of the bacteria in your gut. Okay, this is a word called microbiome. Actually, microbiome is a general term. Even the bacteria in your hair is called microbiome. The bacteria in your skin is microbiome. In your armpit, you got unique bacteria. Okay, so we have bacteria all our body. But in this context, I want to talk about the most important, the bacteria in your gut. Okay, they say the microbes maketh the man. If you're not well, you are sick, it's your microbes. Don't blame your wife. It's your microbes, okay? Okay. The gut, okay, the microbiome is the entire collection of bacteria in your gut. We estimate there are about 40 trillion bacteria in your gut, 40 trillion. And they're implicated in a variety of metabolic processes, okay? So there are trillions of tribes. Just like human got so many tribes, isn't it? Okay. So they say trillions of microbes, and then there are more than 1,000 tribes, all speaking a different language, okay? Okay. They own fungi, parasites, and all that. So remember, whether you are healthy or sick, you have bacteria. You cannot eliminate them. They are part, you cannot say, I want to take antibiotic and wipe out it. You wipe out your bacteria, you get more sick, okay? So basically, just for example, all of you today, you carry about 1 to 3 kilo of bacteria in your intestine. Can you imagine? You got, say, let's say 2 kilo of bacteria. Can you imagine 2 kilo? That's a lot, okay? Some are friendly and protective, okay, and health promoting, and some can cause disease, okay? So, today's concept is that the microbiome, that means this 2 kilo or 3 kilo of bacteria in your gut is actually an organ. So you don't think of it as a foe or an enemy, think of it as your friend. So when you think of it as a friend, you will start thinking, how can I take care of my friend? Because if you take care of your friend, it will take care of you, okay? So if you think of your microbiome as a friend, then the way you eat and your lifestyle is going to be different, because it's as important as taking care of your heart, because this microbiome can make you very sick, okay? So the gut bacteria perform a lot of function. They ferment unused material that give you energy, okay? They modulate your immune system. They even can tell your immune system what, which bacteria to attack. Okay, I'll just give you a simple example. 70% of your immune cells is in your gut. So when you fall sick, you're going to take an antibiotic. There's no logic. Your immune system is in your gut, 70%. And when you fall sick, you take an antibiotic to kill the good bugs. Okay? They modulate your immune system. And they also prevent growth of bad bacteria, okay? Do you know a person is first exposed to bacteria as an infant? When the baby comes up through the mother's birth canal, it picks up the mother's bacteria, okay? And when the baby sucks on the mother's nipple for breast milk, it actually takes in the mother's bacteria. So if the mother is healthy, with healthy gut bacteria, the baby will pick up healthy bacteria from the mother. That's why children who have been fed with cow's milk or tin milk, they have lots of immune problem, autoimmune problem, and allergies. Because the bacteria that the mother gives to the baby are trained, or the good bacteria, and this trains the baby's immune system, prevents allergy and autoimmune disease. But because of convenience, nowadays we do cesarean section. So the baby never comes in contact with the mother's bacteria in the birth canal, okay? Because the birth canal has the same bacteria as in the gut, okay? So that's why today a lot of children have a lot of allergy, because they were born through cesarean and they were straight put on tin milk, okay? So we have this, we inherit this bacteria from our mother, And then later on, through our exposure to environment and diet, let's say you have a certain particular diet and all that, then you change your microbiome. That means the bacteria can alter through your lifestyle. That means you inherit the good bacteria from your mother, and then later you can alter it through your lifestyle. Okay? And remember, the food you eat fuels these 40 trillion bacteria in your gut. Okay? And I tell you, this bacteria can affect your moods. Later I'll show you. So they say 90%, almost 90%, or some people say 80% of serotonin, your happy brain hormone, is produced in the gut. It's not produced in the brain. That's why you see whenever you travel overseas, if you don't get your favorite food, you are angry. You cannot function. Correct or not? Okay. The moment you come back home from travel, first thing you want to go and eat your nasi lemak, you want to eat your laksa, or you want to eat your kway teow. Correct? Because when you feed your body what you want, you're very happy, and you produce a serotonin. Okay, that makes you happy. Okay. Remember, a healthy diet will promote the growth of good bacteria. Okay. So let's put it this way. So this is the rule I tell people. Whenever you eat, just imagine like when we have children when they were young. When we go to a restaurant, the first person we eat is always a child. And once we feed the child is happy, we can eat peacefully. So now think like that. I give you a simple rule. Think the first person to feed is your microbiome. After you feed your bacteria, then you feed yourself. Okay? So example, if I go to a restaurant and I want to order spaghetti, the spaghetti is carbohydrate. Okay, that one is for my fuel, But my bacteria, my good bacteria lives on fruits and vegetables and fiber. Because that's what they eat on, the good bacteria. So I always ask people, are you feeding your good bacteria or bad bacteria? So if I'm going to order a pizza, then French fries, and then a burger, oh, my bad bacteria is very happy. Because that is the food, the processed food, sugars are food for bad bacteria. So you start growing the bad bacteria. But the good bacteria lives on avocado, salad, greens, raw food. That's when your good bacteria thrive. So our body has a combination of good bacteria and bad bacteria. So the proportion depends what you are feeding your bacteria. If you eat more carbohydrate, more noodles, more rice, even now, whatever noodle you order, there's no vegetable. Okay, we don't even eat salad. So what happens? The proportion of bad bacteria increases. And this is what you get a condition called dysbiosis, because the bad bacteria starts producing harmful chemicals. So we don't realize it, but these bad bacteria, what they do is they produce harmful chemicals, and you start getting allergy, you start feeling tired, you sleep, you don't get a peaceful sleep. Even your sleep is affected by the bacteria in your gut. So remember, if you got a child that you didn't feed properly, you cannot sleep at night. Okay? So remember, the good bacteria, okay, produces short-chain fatty acids and gut hormones. And these are important for our mood, how we function, and they even produce something called psychobiotics, a neurotransmitter, okay, that makes you feel good, elevates your moods and things like that. But remember, if your good bacteria gets bad food, it will produce toxins also. That means our good bacteria, if fed bad food, they cannot function properly, and they too will produce harmful chemicals. Remember, so if you take a lot of sugar, a lot of carbs, that's what Malaysians love to eat, our good bacteria can start producing harmful chemicals. Okay, so this is from a medical journal. You look here what they say, gut microbial diversity. Okay, And they say the negative associations. So if you got certain collection of bacteria, they can even cause rheumatoid arthritis. How many people have rheumatoid arthritis? Type 1 diabetes, eczema, asthma, irritable bowel disease, irritable bowel syndrome, heart disease, type 2 diabetes, non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, chronic kidney disease. Can you imagine all these diseases caused by gut bacteria? And here is a study that talks about the type of bacteria. That means, do you know in certain centers they can take your poo, you take a poo sample, they give you like a cap, like a cup with a spoon. You take your poo in the morning and send. They can analyze what type of bacteria is predominant. Those people who develop colon cancer have a different type of bacteria count. Those who remain healthy and don't get colon cancer have a different type of bacterial count. So remember, even colon cancer, which is very common in Malaysia, is associated with the type of bacteria that is brewing in your gut. Okay? So here in this research paper, gut microbiome composition is significantly different in healthy individuals compared to affected individuals with a broad range of chronic disease. That means if someone is sick and comes to see me, the first thing I'm thinking is, what's the problem in your gut? But most doctors will not. Okay, oh, you got cholesterol, I'll take this medicine. High blood pressure, take this medicine. They are not going to the root of the problem. That's why people don't get cured. Okay, gut microbiome composition is modifiable. This is the good news. That means the bacteria in your gut, we can modify by various therapeutic strategies. Dietary intervention can result in robust changes. That means we can change the gut microbiome and restore back our health. That is the good news I want to bring to you. Okay, so I want to share with you a condition called leaky gut. Okay, remember I told you our garden hose? So you have your garden hose. So the illustration is like this. You have a garden hose that is leaking. It is not supposed to leak. So when your garden hose leaks, okay, you get leaky gut syndrome. Anything that injures your gut lining can increase the permeability of, you see, your intestine is not supposed to leak. Okay. And so common things, diet, stress, can make your gut become leaky. So what happens is there is a fire in your belly. When your gut leaks, it's going to leak the toxins. You know, the toxins in your gut is supposed to remain inside, not come into your bloodstream. And this is what we call leaky gut. So after eating, you feel indigestion. How can? You know, I've met some Indian patient. They say, doctor, I can't take curry. Oh, I say, why you can't? Oh, after I take, I feel very uncomfortable. I have to go to the toilet, I start burping. If an Indian guy cannot eat curry, he's not Indian. And he's going to be very depressed because he needs his curry. So why? His gut is unhealthy. He cannot process the spice or what. But that is not his natural state. So what is happening is, okay, in leaky gut is like this. You see, this is a healthy gut. In a healthy gut, okay, this is the inner layer. Remember I showed you the finger-like projection. So there is one layer of cell and this is your capillary here. So your food particles and your toxins are all inside the gut and your cells will take what is necessary into the capillary, into the bloodstream. So then it go to the bloodstream. So this is a normal gut. So let's say that this black thing is a toxin. So it should not be absorbed. So all these cells here are very closely approximated. So the toxins cannot come through into the bloodstream. But in leaky gut, the situation is different. The situation is different because now you look, there is a gap. There is a gap between the cells. Remember the garden hose? So when there's a gap between the cells, toxins, gluten, bad bacteria can come and go into your bloodstream. Can you imagine if I take your poo, the juice and inject into your bloodstream. You're going to get eczema, you're going to get autoimmune disease, you're going to feel very exhausted, tired, lethargic, you're going to get infection. Correct. The poo is not supposed to be in the bloodstream. But this is what happens in leaky gut. Why does this happen? Because our gut is unhealthy. Why the gut is unhealthy? Because the microbiome is unhealthy. And a lot of people have so many medical symptoms just because of this very thing. So what's happening? There's a fire going on in their belly. All the toxins are going in and they have inflammation. Inflammation going in the body. They're always lethargic. They cannot focus. They're tired. They sleep. They don't get it. They're in a bad mood. Why? Fire in the belly. So you look here, they say if you got leaky gut, you got nutrient malabsorption. Okay, you got nutrient malabsorption. So you cannot get the vitamin you need. You got autoimmune disease, food intolerance. How can an Indian cannot eat sambal, cannot eat curry? Food intolerance. Okay. Then even the chemicals can go to your blood-brain barrier and then causes confusion, mood changes, unhappy. Okay. Ladies, if you're cooking, your husband after eating is unhappy, it's not your cooking. It's his gut. Okay. He's probably having leaky gut. Okay. So I release all the ladies out there who's been cooking. Okay. Systemic inflammation. What is systemic inflammation? Inflammation in your whole body. Because the poo is coming through. So I tell people, imagine you have a nice mansion in Bukit Damansara. Okay? But when I come to your house, there's rats running around, there's cockroaches infested with ants and everything, lizards. So if I'm a pest control person, where do I check? Do I check your safe? Do I check your bedroom? No. I check your septic tank. Because if your septic tank is clogged and blocked, then all the stuff is going to leak backwards and you're going to have leaky septic tank syndrome in your house. Okay? So a lot of us, so it doesn't matter what you do, you go and renovate a house, no point. Your septic tank is a problem. Okay? And so remember, disease is cellular inflammation. When you have inflammation in your body, so remember, you get leaky gut. So when you get leaky gut, you got inflammation around your body. Inflammation can cause heart disease, can cause nerve disease, can cause skin disease, can cause eczema, migraine, a host of all problems. So disease, this is not at ease. It's a condition of inflammation or cellular inflammation. And today, studies have shown that all kinds of disease, even autism. Remember I told you babies not born normal by vaginal birth, but cesarean, they don't get the bacteria. You can even have psychiatric disorders, neurodegenerative disorders, and heart disease. So what is heart disease got to do with the gut? Exactly. This is the latest science. Obesity, like what Elder Tan was talking. Obesity today is related to not how much food you're eating. It's about unhealthy gut. Psoriasis. How many people you know have psoriasis? Acne, skin cancer, pneumonia, asthma, lung cancer, all because of unhealthy gut. You say it's impossible? No, it's possible. This is the latest science. Okay? So the objective is you want to reduce inflammation in your body. If you have a medical condition, if you're even taking one tablet of high blood pressure medicine, it's unacceptable. For me, it's unacceptable. If you think you're happy taking it like a sweet, for me, it's unacceptable. Because I was not designed to take a drug. I'm not a drug addict. Neither are you a drug addict. Your body is designed for health. Okay? The problem you have now is inflammation. Okay? And where's the inflammation coming from? Your gut. Okay? So, what causes a toxic gut? Diet, high fats, low fiber. antibiotic use. If you constantly using antibiotic, you kill the good bacteria because the good bacteria is fragile, but the bad bacteria, they're resistant. They're very, you know, like they got antibiotic resistant bacteria in the hospital, correct? Because these are the bad bugs. It's not the good bugs. The good bugs die easily, okay? Medication use. When you take medicine, you affect the bacteria in your gut because you are drugging your bacteria. Alcohol use. Alcohol is very powerful. Stress. And as you age, even the bacteria can change because of your diet. Okay, symptoms of toxic gut: abdominal pain, bloating, constipation, flatulence, indigestion, low energy, sleepiness. This is nothing to do with not enough sleep. Your gut is unhealthy. Okay? You also have decreased immunity. If you're always falling sick, previously you have allergy, eczema, now eczema is flaring up. You're emotionally suddenly become stressed. And long term, you can have irritable bowel or even colon cancer. Okay? Just very fast, what are some of the gut issues due to bacteria? Okay? Ulcers in the stomach. Ulcers in the stomach is not because you ate a lot of nasi lemak or ate a lot of sambal. Some people say, oh, doctor, I can't eat laksa. Why? Cause gastric. Hello? Who is the person who said laksa or curry or nasi lemak sambal causes gastric? That is the most ridiculous thing. Your stomach is acidic. pH 1.5. If your stomach is acidic, your sambal is acidic. No, sambal is a food. There is no medical study that shows sambal causes gastric ulcers. Please. Okay? They found that there is a bacteria called Helicobacter pylori in the 1990s. And this is the bacteria that is linked to ulcers, not sambal. So all those people gastric, please go and eat your nasi lemak and your laksa, please. You've been deprived for a long time. Okay? So I say gastritis, please take a screenshot. The gastritis is not caused by sambal or curry laksa. This is my favorite. Okay? If you want to check whether you got bad gut, eat this and see whether you got indigestion. Because when you're young, you can eat that without any problem, correct? Okay? So it is the infection of your stomach with the bacteria that is causing this issue. Okay? So complications associated, you can get inflammation, you can even get stomach cancer. This bacteria can cause stomach cancer. That's why it's very important. The bacteria in your stomach is either giving you health or sickness. So I always ask my patient, are you drinking water, tap water? Because you can get Helicobacter from tap water. So here's a study in Japan. They say water source of Helicobacter. So I always tell people, make sure your water source, okay, is safe. Okay, I always tell people, use a water purification system with ultraviolet light. Okay, this is my advice to people. If you have ultraviolet light, it will kill the bacteria. Okay, and there's one more, infection with Clostridium difficile. Okay, look at the surface of your gut. It looks like, the Ukraine or Russia war here. Looks like ulceration and all. Okay? It is caused by a bacteria. Okay? So when you get the infection with this bad bacteria called Clostridium difficile, life is difficult for you. You can have blood in the feces, you got spasm, abdominal pain, diarrhea, fever. Okay? But you know what is the cure? You know what's a funny thing about this condition? If somebody has Clostridium difficile infection, which is so bad, we now got feces transplantation. And you get 90% cure. Can you imagine? I go to a healthy person. Let's say Elder Tan is healthy. I say, Elder Tan, can you donate your feces? I have a patient with Clostridium difficile infection. We transplant the feces, and the feces from the healthy person will grow in the person with this problem, and it will overcome the infection, and they get better. fecal microbiota transplant is approximately 90% effective in people with CDI, Clostridium difficile infection, for whom antibiotics have not worked or whom the disease recurs following antibiotic. So what I'm trying to tell you, antibiotic doesn't work. Only by transplanting the good bacteria from a healthy person, you can avoid CDI or Clostridium difficile infection. That means what I'm trying to say, but the healthy person, if he's exposed to Clostridium difficile, won't get this infection because he has healthy bacteria in his gut. The analogy I show is like this. If you go to a supermarket, let's say the supermarket is your gut, and all the car park is full, and a gangster is coming in his black mafia car, and he wants to find a parking, he cannot park. So if all the good guys have parked the car there, the bad guy cannot come and take space in your gut. That is why you always must have a good population of good bacteria. So even you accidentally consume bad bacteria, it cannot find a parking space in your gut. Okay? So here is how they do. Okay, don't try this at home. Okay, this is how they do fecal transplantation. Okay, they will take stool suspension by endoscope. You see, this is donor poo. They collect the suspension. Sometimes we can pass it through your gut, through your anus. We do a scope, we pass it, or we throw a tube the other way around. This is fecal. It cures it. Because these people are suffering, having blood in the stool, cramps and all. No antibiotic can cure, except I transplant the good bacteria to you. Okay? Okay, I'll jump this, okay? So I'm going to talk a little bit about probiotics and prebiotics. 80% of adults have reported a digestive issue. You do a survey, 80% of people have a digestive issue. Okay, what is probiotics? According to World Health Organization, a live microorganism which administered in adequate amounts confer a health benefit to the host. Number one, the probiotic must survive. Okay, I've done a lot of research. Most probiotics doesn't work. Don't drink Vitagen, please. It's a waste of time, okay? Most probiotic is dead bacteria. Okay, you must have arrived alive and you must have effective strains. Okay, you need lactobacillus and bifidobacteria or effective strain like lactobacillus LA14, lactobacillus NCFM. It sounds like FFM, okay? So you need effective strains for it to work. Okay, prebiotics are foods. Prebiotics are the food of the good bacteria. So when you take probiotics, you must make sure you take prebiotics. If you don't take prebiotics, it's a waste of time. It's like putting fish in an aquarium, but not giving fish food. So probiotics are typically high fiber food that makes your good bacteria thrive. Okay, so here there's a lot of study, probiotic agents for UTI. Women have UTI, you take effective probiotics, okay? Effect on your immunity, okay? Even people who are critically ill, somebody is critically ill in the ICU, try to get, if you can put food in his tube, put effective probiotic, because like I said, 70% immune system is the gut, but no doctor will think about it. They're only thinking about antibiotic, not about probiotics, okay? Okay, protective role of probiotics and prebiotics in colon cancer. This is from the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition. Okay, and ingestion of lactobacillus and bifidobacterium containing yogurt in species in colonized. So even helicobacter, if you've got gastric ulcer, you must take effective probiotic to eliminate the helicobacter. So what you want in your gut, you cannot eliminate all the bad guys. There's always bad guys, always crooks around us. But the goal is to reduce their numbers. That means if you grow your good bacteria, at least you want 85%, and keep the bad bacteria at 15%, your health will be fantastic. Okay? Okay, I got another 15 minutes. Okay, so in a nutshell, the gut microbiome appears altered in many chronic diseases. Okay, I can give you some examples very fast. Okay, so today they talk about microbiota medicine. That means they talk about targeted probiotics and not any random probiotics. Okay, so they even talk about Parkinson's disease. How many people you know got Parkinson's disease? their gut microbiomes altered. Okay, so psychiatric disorders, autism. Look at the gut, don't look at the brain. Okay, here's a study. They talk about children who, the way they are born and the bacteria they have in them, allergy and asthma. See, they get allergy and asthma. But this child with healthy microbiome has no asthma. That's why I was telling you, correct? The child born cesarean, taking tin milk, has allergy and asthma. Okay? Here they talk about toxins from gut-damaged fat cells. Obesity is caused by the microbiome in your gut. Okay? Then, gut microbiome in psoriasis. So all these people with psoriasis are taking steroids. But no doctor has told them, bro, look at your gut. Okay? And here, look at this. They talk about atherosclerosis. Okay, they talk about atherosclerosis. Reduction of butyrate levels, I mean, it's a bit technical, in the gut could promote local inflammation. Remember I told you inflammation? Aggravate dysbiosis and contribute to impact gut barrier function. So you got leaky gut. The resulting leakage of bacterial toxins such as LPS, fueling systemic inflammation, and in the end, you get atherosclerosis. That means the blockage of your artery has nothing to do with the cholesterol you're eating. It has got to do with the inflammation in your gut because of your microbiome. So look at here, heart failure. So what does this study say here? They say here, heart failure, altered gut microbiome in heart failure. We reduce capacity for butyrate production because the butyrate is produced by your bacteria. So your heart is protected if you got healthy bacteria. Okay, I think by the end of today, everybody will be convinced. Okay, okay, psychobiotics, the gut-brain connection. Some ladies out there, you say, I cannot understand my husband. Exactly, because you don't understand psychobiotics. Okay, they say the future of bacteria is the gut, altering the gut-brain connection. That means your mental health is the state of your gut health. Okay, they talk about, okay, I'll just show you here. They talk about the gut-brain. Do you know the digestive system contains 100 million nerve cells and produces as much neurotransmitters as the brain? That is why they say a hungry man is an angry man. Because when your gut doesn't get what it needs, it produces all the negative neurotransmitters. That means your gut is actually a brain. And there's actually a communication. There's a communication through the vagus nerve. Okay? That's why when you eat your favorite food, you are happy. This is real. Okay? So remember, you are not only what you eat, how you think and how you feel depends on what you eat. Okay, that's why we all got our comfort food. Every time we eat, we send signals to the brain. Remember here, I told you, the vagus nerve here, we actually have a nerve that from the brain connects to the intestine. They call it the vagus nerve. Okay, because the brain and your gut is in permanent connection. That is why the right food can make you happy and the wrong food can make you feel anxious and depressed. Okay, here is an expanded, you see, look here. If you got bad bacteria, you got leaky gut. This is from a medical journal. They produces bacterial migration, causes inflammation, goes to your brain, causes stress, and then your brain produces more steroids, glucocorticoids, okay? But when you got good bacteria, we call it psychobiotics, they produce GABA, DA, NA, 5-HT, all these are medical, like neurotransmitters. They go, okay, cholecystokinin, okay, GLP-1. They cause anti-inflammatory cytokine. There's anti-inflammatory, the good cytokines. Then they cross the blood-brain barrier, make you very calm, make you very happy. Okay, so remember, the bacteria in your gut affects your mood and your brain. This is what we call psychobiotics. Okay. And they say 95%, okay? Some people say 90%, okay? But a lot. of serotonin is made in your gut. It's made in your gut, not in your brain. Even though it's a brain, it's a mood-enhancing neurotransmitter or brain transmitter, that means how your gut feels, that means your gut can determine how you feel. People who are depressed, you have to do a gut reset. People are always moody, you need to do a gut reset. People are always anxious, you need to do a gut reset. Okay? So I always tell people, do not be upset if people label you as brainless. Now, this is my future book, Think and Grow Healthy, okay? Because there's this book by Napoleon Hill called Think and Grow Rich. My version is Think and Grow Healthy. Do not be upset if people label you as brainless. As long as you have guts, you can be successful. Because your gut brain is more important than your brain. Okay? Amino acids, the alphabets of mood. Okay, adrenaline motivates you. GABA. That's what, if the good bacteria produce GABA, it calms you down after stress. Okay? So if you're in your office and your boss is making noise, you are very calm. Because you got GABA, because your gut is producing. Serotonin keeps you happy. 95% of serotonin comes from your gut. Acetylcholine improves your memory. If you're having poor memory, not that your brain is not functioning, your neurotransmitter. Tryptamine keeps you sync day and night. That means some people cannot sleep at night. Morning, they're sleeping. Why? The gut bacteria produces tryptamine. These are your neurotransmitters. So I always tell people, supplement with free-form amino acid so that it can produce this. Okay. Next, okay, very fast, I want to talk about weight loss. Today, they found out that people gain weight. When they gain weight, the fat, not only, we always think fat is fat, okay, but today we find out fat is actually negative. It produces inflammatory chemicals. And these inflammatory chemicals can cause inflammation, lead to insulin resistance and diabetes, and high blood pressure. So sometimes people have high blood pressure not because they're under stress, it's because their fat cells are producing chemicals. Okay, and the latest research, okay, this is the latest research, cultured gut, okay, let me say very fast. Cultured gut microbiota from twins discordant for obesity, modulate adiposity, and metabolic phenotypes in mice. You don't understand that? Anybody understood that? Okay, I'll make it simple. What they found out was this. When you take twins, born to the same mother, ate the same food, grow in the same town, got the same amount of food they were eating, one of them is thin, one of them is fat. Can you explain to me why? Born at the same time, same food, same mother, same chromosome, same DNA. So what this study found out was the child that becomes obese has a different set of bacteria than the twin. Wow, this is amazing, huh? So you are not overweight or obese because you're overeating, because you're eating the same amount. They found they eat the same amount. So they found, now if to prove this theory, they take the bacteria, remember like the fecal transplant, I take this bacteria from the obese person and put in a twin mice. Okay, so we do a transplant and they take from the slim twin and put in the same mice. We found that, and put them on a low fiber, low fat, high fiber diet, the mice remain slim. But the mice that got the bacteria from the fat twin, the bacteria is different, becomes obese. This is groundbreaking. It's groundbreaking because it was not the quantity of food, because both the mice were given the same quantity of food. But one became obese, one remained slim. All because of the bacteria in the gut. If you don't believe me, please go and read this study. National Institute of Health, cultured gut microbiota from twins. Okay, it's a big study, okay? So I tell people, you don't lose weight to become healthy. You become healthy to lose weight. So if I can get you healthy, you will lose weight as a side effect. Understand this, huh? You will lose weight as a side effect. I cannot gain weight. because of my lifestyle and my food habits, it's impossible for me to gain weight. Okay, because I have a healthy lifestyle. And I tell people, losing weight starts in your brain, not in your stomach. You have to change your thinking, understand the new paradigms, then you can lose weight. Okay? So I want to talk to you before I end about metabolic health. Okay, this is all of you all have to ask yourself this. What is metabolic health? Metabolic health is being in a state where you have normal blood sugar. That means now if I do a blood test for all of you and I do a blood pressure check and check your body composition or your fat level, you got minimal belly fat, which we can measure with visceral fat, your percent body fat, okay? You have minimal belly fat, you have normal blood sugar, you have normal blood pressure, your appetite is stable. That means you're not always hungry, always craving for food. Your appetite is very stable, okay? Always want to be eating, okay? Muscles, bone, and joints are legible. That means you're active. You know, you got no back pain, I got a fong sap, angin in my joint. No. Your joints are flexible, you can move around, you can do things, okay? So, with no medication. Some of you say, oh, doctor, my blood sugar is normal. Yes, you're taking 3 diabetic medication. That's fake. Is it telling me, oh, doctor, I can sleep very well at night. I'm taking 2 sleeping tablets. If you are in metabolic health, you can tell me categorically, I have normal blood pressure, normal blood sugar, muscles, bones, and joints, that you're active, you can go hiking, you can go climbing, you got stable appetite energy with no medication. Because if you're not in metabolic health, you are at the risk for heart disease, diabetes, and stroke. So don't tell me the story that, oh, my blood pressure is normal, I'm taking 3 medication, my sugar is normal. No, it's not normal. We want you to be in metabolic health, because when you have a healthy gut, you will be in metabolic health automatically, okay? Okay, with no medication. That is a goal, okay? So before I end, I want to share some testimonies. Since Elder Tan mentioned that he met me during the pandemic time, yes, it's true. He forced me to meet him. He said, doctor, I want to meet you for tea, okay? And this was in March 2021, and he was transformed. Sorry, Elder Tan. Simple. I just put him on a nutrition program, okay? So I think the best test will be my own wife. Before she went to university, she was in Singapore Airlines. And this is her wearing a Singapore Airlines attire when she was 19. And it's very form-fitting to your body. And today, at age 53, she can wear the same attire. I challenge all the ladies out there. It is a lie you are told that you gain weight and fat and become obese and overweight as you age. It's the biggest lie told to you. I want to set you free. You can look as though you were your teenage. Today, I'm 57. My weight is 56 and my pants is size 29. The same waist size when I went to medical school at the age of 19. Okay? So what I want to tell you is, don't believe the lie that you become fat with age. It's not true. It's all about your metabolic health. Okay, I want to show you some testimonies. Chronic kidney disease. According to research, microbiome in chronic kidney disease. That means people with kidney problem. I told you 15.5%. 15% of Malaysians have chronic kidney disease. They found that gut microbiota plays a key role. Okay, here are some of my patients. Kidney function is measured by EGFR, estimated glomerular filtration rate, 68, 79, 90. This person was a bishop. I don't know why all these people come to me, okay? But he came back to normal, okay? This is another patient of mine, 30th of April, 2022, EGFR 75. That means a chronic kidney disease, stage 2 going to stage 3. Came back to normal, no more kidney disease in 6 months. Okay, this, and I document all my patients. Okay, This is another patient. Kidney function 57, like stage 3. Totally back to normal in 3 months. You go to any private hospital, ask them, doctor, can you reverse my chronic kidney disease? They'll say, sorry, wait for dialysis. Okay? Diabetes. You ask any doctor, SJMC, Pantai, ask them, doctor, can you cure my diabetes? They say, impossible, you have to eat medicine for life. This is a patient. Actually, she's the evangelist. She got to know me through someone in Sandakan. So one day she messaged me, doctor, I need your help. Her blood, she was diabetic for 15 years. She does her work in Norway and all that, okay? She was taking these 2 medications. She said, doctor, I want to do my ministry. I don't want to be diabetic because this is affecting me, da, da, da. So I put her on the gut reset program. So all my patients, I put them on WhatsApp. I got like hundreds of patients on my chat. They're supposed to report to me every day on WhatsApp, okay? So she starts a program on 21st of May this year. She said, yesterday, whole day did not take diabetes medication. And then she says, a cup of goodness to cleanse my gut. So I give her a formula how to prepare her gut reset. And I did tell her, I said, in the next 2 weeks, your blood sugar will come below 10. Because she has never seen below 10 while she was taking, that means with medication, it always is above 10. I told her, you will see your blood result below 10. And over a period of time, it came down to 8.7. So 12 days later, she sent me this. Okay, she said, what you know? Hallelujah, as you prophesize. Because I told her it'll be below 10. Then 60 days later, blood sugar came back to normal. No drugs, no insulin. Her original drugs totally stopped. Blood sugar back to normal. You know what's the message? No diabetes medicine at all. I'm drug-free. I'm not a drug addict because I tell all my patients you're a drug addict. I tell them to their face. She said, hallelujah, doctor, you are a prophet. So I'm not only a doctor, I'm also a prophet. Okay? So I'm so happy for her because she's drug-free. Okay? And all in 60 days. So I challenge you, any doctor out there, I challenge you. Can you reverse diabetes and heal a patient in 60 days? You have to change your mindset. Because we doctors have been trained that diabetes is a disease for life. It's the biggest lie told to me. Because my father was diabetic. My father became diabetic when he was in his 40s. High blood pressure, high cholesterol. I am 57. My HbA1c, blood sugar, normal. Why? Because what I'm teaching my patient, I am doing. So I show you one more patient. 53-year-old man. Oh, this is my latest case, ongoing case. Okay. He has 53, fatty liver, sugar high, refused to take medicine. So he was asking his friends, is there a doctor that I can get better without medication? So somebody gave him my number. This guy is from Penang. He called me out of the blue, you know. Okay. So he came on my program. Look at this. He started the program. Can you see the date here? This month, Friday, 8 September, he writes to me, today, 7:45 a.m., start the program, sugar level, 17.5. So when he starts the program, it's 17.5. In 10 days, 10.3. This is 18 of 9. He's still on the program. Even today is 10, so it's 10, 10, 10. I told him by next week it will be below 10. Okay? Oh, this is someone from here, one of my audience, actually. Alan Tan gave me his contact because this person wanted help. Okay, this was this person. This was 23rd of April, 2021. This is his blood sugar with medication. Remember I told you blood sugar without medication. You want to have normal blood sugar, normal blood pressure without medication. So this particular gentleman had like perfect blood sugar. with medication. That's not, for me, that's not metabolic health, because he was taking all these drugs. He was taking Micardis, Foxiga, Crestor, all these drugs. So what happened? Huh? Probably is in the audience listening. So I'm not lying. In 5 weeks, stopped all drugs. And this is his blood pressure and blood sugar without all drugs. If the person is watching, I'm telling the truth. I don't have to make fake patients. I'm original. Okay, I think Elder Tan knows who's the person. But can you imagine, you know what was a sad thing? This person is a very accomplished person. He's probably 10, 15 years, I think, he was taking drugs. He was thinking he was doing the right thing. His doctor was thinking he was doing the right thing, helping this gentleman, giving him drugs and drugging him, making him a drug addict. But he didn't know he could be drug-free. Okay? High cholesterol. I show you some testimonies. Here's the patient. Look, you can see all red. Can you see all the results? Looks red. Red. No, sorry. Let me just move it a bit. Red, 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 red. Then here, all came back to normal. Okay, still on the program. Here, another person, 6.1, 4.6, 3.4, 2.4, 2.9, 6 months. Some people faster, some people slower. For me, it's not the speed. It's you get better. Some people takes longer, some people takes, it doesn't matter. Here's another person, 54 years of age, 13 years on medication, 13 years for high blood pressure, diabetes, fatty liver, high cholesterol. And this person was started medication in Australia. I mean, supposedly doctors in Australia are smart, man. He comes on my program, 8 weeks, everything normal. Okay? So anyway, in summary, like what Hippocrates says, death sits in the bowels and bad digestion is the root of all disease. Okay? So if you understand that, you can reverse a lot, because I always ask people, did you have diabetes when you were 20? Did you have high blood pressure when you were 20? Did you have high cholesterol when 20? I say, why do you have it now? We are designed for health, correct? So I'm going to finish soon. My disclaimer, this information is provided for educational purposes only and does not substitute professional medical care. Mr. Elder Tan asked me, I come and share what I do and how I help my patient. So please consult an appropriate medical professional who's experienced with the gut reset. Okay, don't go and do fecal transplantation when you don't know anything. Okay, if you want to reverse your medical condition, please consult someone who knows about gut reset. So there are professionals who do that. Okay, don't ask your doctor who only gives you drug. Okay, you understand? Okay, that's my disclaimer. Okay, and Thomas Edison said this: the doctor of the future will give no medicine, no injection, no steroids, okay, but will interest his patient in the care of the human frame, the human body, in proper diet, and in the cause and prevention of disease. I'm your doctor from the future. Thank you. So I pass back to Elder Tan for any Q&A.
Thank you very, very much, Dr. Ignatius. Now, every one of you who are here, don't you feel that you're very lucky and you made the right decision to come for this Zoomina? I found it so inspiring and so enlightening. You know, it brings me back to my biology days, you know, and really, it's stirring inside me to want to make some drastic changes, not only to me. Now, many of you have requested in the chat box for the video recording and how they can contact Dr. Ignatius. Right. Our backroom office admin, they will take care of that, but we are on Facebook, Family First Malaysia, who runs this regular monthly Zoomina. We are on Facebook, and you can check out our link in our Facebook. If technical backup, Boon Peng, would you please post the link onto the chat box for many of us here who would like to follow up. And also, Dr. Ignatius, some of them have even asked how they may contact you. Would you allow, if you allow your telephone number?
Okay, one thing, okay, I may see selected patients. I will let Elder Tan make the judgment because I'm also traveling. Like this week, I'll be in Kuching for 5 days. Of course, I'm going there to do a seminar, and then I'll be in the national park, Mako National Park, taking bird photographs. That's my passion. And then I'm going to go to Greece for 2 weeks, Santorini. So I'm actually traveling. I like to travel, take photography. That's my passion. But I do see patients, but only on Zoom. Okay, I got patients everywhere, but only on Zoom. Number one, it's convenient, and I can help people with Zoom. It's effective. You know, the other day I was seeing a lady from Brisbane. So, but I can't promise because I have my own schedule also. Okay, but people who are serious, I'm happy to help. Okay, my success rate, I want to tell you, is 100%. I'm not boasting, but I'm very confident. I'm very confident. Some of the results I show you, you can't believe it. I have people who were supposed to be amputated, leg amputated, but now they're walking. The hospital said, we're going to amputate you tonight, but now they're walking.
I will share your gutsy information with all my friends.
Okay. So, okay, anybody got any questions? Maybe for the next 10 to 15 minutes, I can... please ask general question. Don't say, oh, my mother-in-law got high blood pressure, diabetes, she's on insulin, and the left toe is infected. Please ask maybe general questions and a big picture so that everybody can benefit.
Before we get to that, Dr. Ignatius, I would just want to make it clear on what you said because of your travel schedule and your commitment. For any of you who would like to get the advice or the services or the professional advice of Dr. Ignatius, please contact our chairman and president, Dr. Tan Teck Seng. I think
that'd be better. That'd be better.
Contact him and he will do the follow-up from there. All right. So meanwhile, some of the questions that have been raised in the chat box are somewhat very personal pertaining to the individual situation. We would like to look at questions that everybody will benefit, ask questions that will benefit everybody. So we have a participant here, AL, who has raised his hands. Will backroom office please unmute him or let him speak, bring up a question. As Dr. Ignatius says, not a personal question, not specific to yourself. Anyway, over to you. Could we release the person, unmute him?
Okay, good evening, Dr. Ignatius Augustine. Thank you for sharing. Hello. Yeah, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, very clear.
My name is Annie. Okay, my name is Annie Lim. I'm actually from Singapore. Thank you for this platform that you have shared a lot. That is really a blessing, and we thank God for you. Okay, one question that I want to ask. I'm already 66 years old. All right,
very young. Very young.
Okay, but then I have been diagnosed with high blood pressure, high blood now. That's why I've been taking this pill for when I was diagnosed was 50. Now I'm 66. So I hate popping this pill, this cholesterol pill every morning. And I told my doctor, because when I see them, they say you have to take for life, you know. Actually, I went back after 1 week and scolded the doctor, but listening to what you have shared about the gut. Okay, another thing is I also love to drink cold water. Actually, they always tell me, don't drink cold water, no good for you. No, everybody be telling me that. So I would want to actually, I will contact Dr. Tan. Mr. Tan, right, that is going to your point of contact. So I'd like to know, because from young I've been taking, ever since the refrigerator come in, I've been drinking water until now, cold water. So is it true they say cannot drink cold water will cause you a lot of, health issue? This is one question that I want to know.
Okay, I don't think so is the cold water. For me, I think scientifically there's no study that shows. You see, you think about it, whatever you drink, okay, let's say I drink hot tea, okay, my body temperature is 36.9. I drink hot tea, it'll become 36.9. I drink cold tea, I eat ice cream, once it hits my stomach, my body is either going to cool it or warm it. Your body just does a little bit extra work. That means if I drink ice water, when it goes in, your body is going to cool it, warm it up. If I drink hot tea, your body is going to, because it has to come to your body temperature. Let's say now my room, there's aircon, I inhale, temperature is 21. Temperature is 21. So, but when I inhale the air, my air passage will warm up the air, and by the time it reaches the lung, it'll be my body temperature, 36.9. So what I'm trying to say is, I don't think so that causes the disease, okay? But coming to your high blood pressure, you said like you had high blood pressure 10 to 15 years. That's why I always ask people, we were perfect when we were young. When we are 20, that's why I talk about the premature death zone. Why did we develop high blood pressure? So nobody goes to the root of the disease. They're always treating the symptoms. So for example, let's say you have a tooth infection, and then you got fever, and you got headache because tooth infection, okay? So you go to the GP, the GP never asks you, do you have, where's the root of what? Oh, you got headache and fever, take paracetamol. So you take paracetamol or Panadol, your fever goes off, your headache goes off. But your infection is still there. Same with high blood pressure. When you have high blood pressure is not a disease. High blood pressure is the symptom. Listen what I said, huh? High blood pressure is a symptom. The underlying disease is what we call metabolic syndrome, where you get fatty liver, inflammation, all that. So if you give medicine, the blood pressure will come down, but the underlying problem, the root of the disease is metabolic syndrome. We haven't, remember I showed you the portal venous system, your gut is not healthy. So till you sort out the root, you'll always have high blood pressure. But once we sort out the root, blood pressure comes back to normal. Then there's no reason to take blood pressure medicine. Like I showed you the testimony of the gentleman, he stopped his diabetic. Why? Because if I heal your gum infection, I don't even have to give you Panadol. Correct?
Correct. Because, okay, lately I just have some problem with the tooth as we age. Dr. Augustine, so I know with today's sharing, it has to do with the gut system. So we have to cure that gut, like you say, solve that problem of the gut, and a lot of other chronic illness or what, it will be resolved. So it is the gut you are sharing about the gut.
I want to open people's mind to looking at another, instead of saying, oh, my father had high blood pressure. My father is diabetic, high blood pressure, high cholesterol, gout at 40s, in his 40s. So I'm 57. Technically, by now, I have his gene. I should be having it. Okay. Another thing I want to dispel the myth here, all to everyone. Age, okay, let's put it this way. Disease is not related to aging. That means you never say, oh, I got high blood pressure because I'm getting old. Oh, I have joint problem because I'm getting old. That's the biggest lie you're telling to yourself. Oh, I have diabetes because I'm 70 now. Not true. Because if that was the case, everybody who's 70 years of age should have diabetes. Because you are saying diabetes, high blood pressure, all this chronic disease related to age. That's not true, because the young people also with diabetes. Correct? The people who are in their 30s have heart attack. People in their 40s have heart attack.
Correct.
So disease is not related to age. So the myth number one is disease is not related to age. Disease is related to inflammation. So when you can reduce inflammation, the root of inflammation, There's no disease. What is disease? This is not at ease. And I tell you, you know this, what are the 7 deadly sins? One of it is gluttony, isn't it?
Yeah, eating.
Yeah. I tell you today, we just eat too much. Have you wondered why? I mean, I'm eating a lot, man. Why should it be a deadly sin, man? But that destroys your body. So actually today, I tell people, I only eat 1.5 times a day. So you're looking at someone who just had lunch. Technically, I haven't had dinner yet. And I'm full of energy. And I may not even have to have dinner. So my dinner is half. I call it 1.5 meals a day. So when I wake up in the morning, I take my supplements, I take my protein drink. Then today, my lunch, I can tell you exactly what time was lunch. I do kind of intermittent fasting. I took my lunch, I think, at 3:45. I was at Ted Boy, and I was having lunch at about 3:45. And now I'm not even hungry. I'm not even feeling hungry because I programmed myself. If you eat breakfast, tea break, lunch, then 5 o'clock, another tea break, dinner, and then supper, you'll be always hungry. Remember I told you the rule of metabolic health? You have stable appetite and energy. So the problem with a lot of people is they're not in metabolic health. Our eating pattern is all haywire. That's why, like my diabetic patient I showed you, I actually have to tell them how to eat, give them timing to eat. It's like coaching them to become, it's a process. It's actually quite intensive. It's so easy. If I sit in a clinic in Subang Jaya, I say, oh, okay, Annie, okay, or Glen Eagles, or whichever hospital in Singapore, Parkway or what, I say, oh, okay, you have high blood pressure, take this medicine, I see you for 3 seconds or 1 minute, I give you this medicine, I'll continue. Next visit you come, collect your money, continue. That is brain dead medicine actually. Nobody asked the question,
All right.
Annie, why do you have high blood pressure? Nobody asked the question. Correct? It's knee-jerk medicine.
Yeah, thank you, Dr. Ignacio. Okay, another thing that I want to also share is that it's true, it's the mindset, it's the doctor, and they always say, no, your father, your mother have this, no, that's why you have blood pressure, cholesterol. This is what they say to every one of us. And we know that drugs are no good because then I will always tell doctor, every year you ask me to come back and do my test, no. Why do the test? You ask me to take this high blood pressure, then my kidney will be affected. Then actually lately my cholesterol very high, but thank God that today I listened to your talk. You actually shared, no, it actually has to do with the gut system, you know, and because the gut is inflamed, it's the cause, you know. And I really appreciate. I think we are so thankful that God actually sent you, you know, to actually, you know, show us, give us the wisdom, you know. And I really thank God for you.
I even had a lady which my sister referred. She had depression. Her depression disappeared. Depression disappeared. So what you see, this information today is the beginning. I want you to go and do research. You see, instead of wasting time on TikTok and Netflix, the information, I tell you, I give you an example. Like, look at this book, The Diabetes Cure. But nobody reads this book. You know, there's even, I got all these books here. That is, none of these disease. The Bible's health secret of 21st century. Nobody reads. The problem today is nobody reads. Everybody's on TikTok. 10 weeks to a younger you. You know? The information is out there if a doctor or even we as laymen go and research. I'm telling you, the doctor is not really concerned about you. If he's really concerned about you, he will go through your medical history, ask you, what's your diet like? Are you sedentary? And go through everything. What's your family history? No, they see you for 3 minutes, correct? So when I see a patient, it takes me 1.5 hours actually, because I have to go through quite a bit of thing to understand the person. It's intensive, but they get better. They get better, okay? So it's just a different approach. I'm not telling I'm better. It's just a different approach. There's some people say, oh, the doctor is the God. He told me to take this tablet. I'm supposed to take it for the rest of my life. No, the doctor is supposed to be in partnership with you to take care of your health. The doctor is not the God. He's in partnership with you. Correct? He can advise you, I advise you to do surgery. He can't force you to do surgery. He should dialogue with you. Say, doctor, can I have a second opinion? He's not supposed to get angry. You are free to go and have a second opinion. You're free to do your own research. Today, we live in the 21st century. Doctors are not God. The role of the doctor is to heal the patient, not to make the patient a drug addict.
Correct. Yes, agreed. Thank you so much.
Next question.
Yeah. Thanks for actually sharing with us. I mean, you already expounded and already give us a lot of mindset. I think to me, it's a gut, treat the gut. If the gut is not well, it's inflamed, that's where all the diseases and all the chronic illness will get treated. And I will actually liaise with the person you said just now, Mr. Tan, right? So I'll get back to you. Thank you so much for sharing. You actually opened our mind and changed all our mindset.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Ignace.
Thank you
so much.
Yeah. Dr. Ignatius, just generally for our overall understanding, do you often eat out, and also generally for lunch? What do you normally have for your lunch? Just a general idea.
Okay, for me it's very simple. One of my rules is I eat out 90% of the time. Okay. My rule is very simple. My lunch is my most important. Okay, but different people are a bit different. When I wake up in the morning, I don't like to load my stomach. Why? Your body is detoxing. You just woke up, correct? So I make sure I drink water. I will take like a protein. Remember I said 3-form amino acid. I take like a protein drink. Okay. My wife will do the gut reset juice. She'll make the juice. Remember I showed you the derivation. So she'll make the juice. She will blend vegetable, fruits. So she'll have it ready. So I'll take it with the probiotic. Okay, so sometimes that will be just my breakfast. Then I will go on till 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock. I won't feel hungry. Actually, if you notice, if you eat, say, mee goreng or kway teow or nasi lemak in the morning, by 10 o'clock, you'll get hungry again. A lot of people don't realize that, no? But if you take like a juice or what, you can go on till 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock. So I like to go to a restaurant and order food because they will cook it fresh, okay? So I will take my carbo for lunch. For dinner, I don't take carbohydrate. The problem with most people, we eat carbohydrate for breakfast, we eat carbohydrate for lunch, we eat carbohydrate for dinner. I tell people, after the age of 25, your metabolism is slower. You cannot eat the way you were eating when you're 20, 25. So the reason my weight is steady is because I eat according to my needs. I tell people the only reason you are gaining weight is because you're putting too much calories is beyond what your body can use. So whatever your body doesn't use, it will store. Very simple rule. Okay. Of course, if you got unhealthy gut, you can eat a little. Some people say, doctor, I'm hardly eating, but I'm gaining weight. I understand why. Like some people hardly eat, but they gain weight because they got bad bacteria. So that's another thing. But my rule is take carbohydrate once. Dinner is very small. You think about it, 1,000 years ago, did they have Grab food? Did they have breakfast, lunch, dinner? Did they have Starbucks? Today, our gut has no time to rest. No time to rest. It's like your washing machine. You're putting 5 washes in a day. Your washing machine is constantly going on. Just do 1 wash a day, or 1.5 wash a day. So.
Thank you, Dr. Ignatius.
Okay.
That's a question. I don't know whether you'd like to or you'd want to comment on.
Can. No.
Coffee anemia. Do you want
Say
to?
Again?
That's a
coffee. No, for me, there's no problem. Taking I always feel food is a blessing. Durian, ice cream, for me got no problem. Okay, let's say for example, a friend say, hey, I got Busan King durian. So if he brought it for lunch, I'll eat the durian, but I won't have my lunch. That means I exchange. That means if you can't have Busan King and then you have your lunch. Okay, it's just like when we go for holidays. Example, let's say I was in Indonesia for 5 days. Okay, when I came back, my weight went up, say about 1 kilo. But you know what? I go back to my normal pattern. Within a week, it'll come back down. So I always monitor my body weight and composition. So I maintain it between 56 and 57. So 56, 57, 56, 57. But when I go on a holiday, it may go to 58. But I don't worry. Because when I come back, I go back to my normal pattern. So when I'm on holiday, I enjoy. So I tell you all, enjoy. If you go to a feast, enjoy. But the next few days, you're back home. There's no feast. You go back to your normal pattern, and whatever extra, you will shed it off. The problem with us is we are feasting every day. So I think simple rules, very, very simple rules, it's not a problem. So my rule is...
What are your views on coffee enema?
Oh, you asked about coffee enema. I thought you were saying coffee and tea. For me, I always ask myself this. Did you do times or not? That's the question. So for me, whatever we do should be natural, not like really out of the way. You know what is coffee enema? You're going to mix this thing and then put it through your butt, I think it's strange. I want something sustainable. That means sustainable means that I can do every day easily. It's part of my life. Okay. So if someone wants to do coffee enema, they say, oh, it cured my cancer. I say, go ahead. But for me, I look at things that are scientific, and because coffee enema is, you're just flushing your system, but your eating pattern is the same. You never regrew your microbiome. So what is the difference? Correct or not? That means you didn't go to the root of the problem,
Correct.
Yeah, it was just a temporary fix. So, and I think that the process of the coffee enema is very mafan lah. So for me, I think if I put someone on that, it's very unnatural, And I always say, did they do this 500 years ago? No, forget, no, out of the game. So
that's the guideline.
Yeah.
So thank you so much. Yeah, because we are running late, and we will close this meeting with a prayer first. Father, we want to thank you for tonight. Thank you for Dr. Ignatius, who has come on to even give us this wonderful education. We ask you, Lord, to bless each and every one of them who is listening now to this particular talk, so they will be able to also keep themselves healthy and also happy for the rest of their life. We want to give you thanks. We praise you, Lord, in Jesus' name. Amen.